Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia, and this is the Frontline Changes report for the past 24 hours. We're going to jump straight into it. There's not many, only 5 changes. The first one is over in Vovchansk. So this is the very shocking one because the Russian forces have launched an offensive in the city of Vovchansk. The Battle of Vovchansk now reignites. And the geolocation of Russian forces in various, so this is Vovchansk by the way, so we are now on the western part of Vovchansk, and our Russian forces geolocated in 3 different locations. And this means that Russian forces have started, I move my mouse pad a bit, have moved in to attack the southern bank of the Vovcha River. So previously, the Russians have kept to the northern bank of the river. The river is actually here. This is the river. And they have largely kept to the northern bank of the river. So they have now crossed over to the south and launched an attack southward. And there is also this attack probably coming through the forest. And the fact that the Russian forces actually is here in this region here means that Kharkiv has to be under Russian control entirely. So the front line have mapped like this. I did not give them most of the forest because hard to say if they actually have the forest. So the Russian forces actually fully secures Kharkiv and negating Ukrainian claims, and then they have attacked southward into the southern half, the southern bank of the Vovcha River. So these are very significant developments in the Battle of Vovchansk. Because this was always been a stalemate city for a long time. So this flanking operation, attacking on the western flank is very worrisome, I would say, from the Ukrainian perspective. And the Ukrainians are already getting stretched all over the place. So this is definitely not an okay thing. So another update is mentioned in the situation report is this one at Detiane. So this is update. This is mapped by the Russian mapping by Ryba. They have mapped, the Russian forces have taken this corner. This is an impossible corner for the Ukrainians to hold. So the capture of this place is not like entirely impossible. This is like one of the furthest and the most inconvenient place to go for the Ukrainians in the whole of Ukraine right now. So it's not a surprise that the Russians can easily overrun this position. And clearly, this is yet another of this operation to stretch the Ukrainians, to force them into, coming into this corner here, far away from all the actions. So if I zoom out, you can see how pointless this place is. This attack, like the Ukrainians have to go, go to this place where they are battling at Vovchansk. They have to go here. Then now they have to deal with Vovchansk as well. So they have to go to deal with Vovchansk. And then there is this offensive coming over on the other side. So it's very stretchy, the Ukrainians are stretched in all directions. So it's very difficult for the Ukrainians. The advance here is around maybe 2 kilometers. So clearly there's no one defending this place. Not, even if there is, it's like, less like security guard kind of thing. Like I don't think they're gonna put significant number of troops over that kind of useless place. The next frontline change is over in Novo Tesk. We jump all the way to the Pokrovsk front. So this is Pokrovsk, this is Mikolifka. The Russian forces is conducting a northern flanking operation, something that I have alluded to long time ago, at least half a year now, that the Russians are maybe trying to do, and I turned out to be correct. So there is this update from the Russian mapping. Pro-Russian sources map that the Russian forces have taken positions in the east of Novo Tesk in the direction of Mikolifka. So Novo Tesk is over here. So I'm going to zoom in so that we can see clearer. So this Novo Tesk, which is currently still under Ukrainian control. Ukrainians are defending. The Russian forces have captured these 3 lines around here, as well as advancing down the other side where the other 3 lines is taken, as well as going down the gully in this region here, or the valley, or whatever you want to call that. So the Russian forces continue to march on northward in this area here. The advance on average is probably around 700 meters. Not much, I would say. The further one is a bit further, is maybe 1 kilometer. So the area here is definitely contested. However, the Ukrainians is probably still struggling to hold back the Russians. There's a lot of like the fact that the Russians still advance a kilometer is definitely a concern. But with the last update was quite some time ago in this sector here, so maybe the Ukrainians did have some better success in this sector. But the fact that the Russians are pushing westward, very quickly means there's quite no point. Like yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say entirely no point, but this is much more of a price the price thing for the Russians and for both the Ukrainians to hold. The next frontline change after Novo Tesk is at Mikolifka. So we have multiple geolocations. So I just want to orientate a bit. Just now we were here. So now over at this Minokhrad, Novo and this is Mikolifka. The Russian forces has been geolocated in multiple locations in this town, and my own take is that they actually advance from the northern road and make this capture. Potentially the Russians could also attack from the south, but the fact that they did not geolocate any place in the south is a bit weird. So I don't think this is the case. They are attacking southward, and I think they will be I think by now it's definitely captured already. Because this is impossible for the Ukrainians to reinforce or resupply. The Russians, this is the wrong icon. The Russian defense ministry did announce the capture of Mikolifka on the 13th of July. So very well this might actually already be captured. And if you look at the situation here, if this is captured, the Ukrainians can't possibly hold this tree line, which means that everything here, this entire salient here is impossible. This is an impossible salient. So this definitely we are looking forward to a bigger frontline change in the future in this region here. So after Mikolifka, the next frontline change is over at Novo Tesk, over in the Koma front. So this is Koma, and Novo Tesk is all the way in the north, near to the border between Dnipropetrovsk and Donetsk. And this comes with the geolocation of Russian forces raising the flag all over Novo Tesk, confirming the Russians' full capture of Novo Tesk. So this extends the Russian lines in this way, full capture of Novo Tesk. And most likely, we are the entire region here is already under Russian control due to the fact that there is this rivers, all these rivers here. Not many crossings, and the Russians have a zone of control probably around here. They did also claim the capture of Rushivsky. So this becomes quite impossible. I think the Russians could easily would have secure all of these areas here. Like it wouldn't be a surprise. So this area here would represent another big, massive frontline change that is to come. So we shall wait and see. Definitely, we shall wait and see. So that's it for the frontline changes. So let's do some calculation of what is the full Russian capture. Only 3 frontline was involved, so not very much to calculate. Ukrainians again did not capture any grounds. So they are definitely on the back foot. So yesterday's capture was 23.35. Definitely today is not going to get 20 square kilometers. 9.37 plus 3.64 plus 0.93. Total area capture is 13.94 square kilometers. So 13.94 square kilometers. So this is the entire frontline change. Definitely a bit underwhelming in terms of the number of updates. The Ukrainian mapping, Deep State UA did not provide a mapping for more than 24 hours now. I think they are struggling to decide how to map, what to show the public, because it's going to be shocking if they actually I believe that the reality is they have lost like at least 50 square kilometers, at the very least, or more than that, and they are struggling to decide how do they illustrate this in a way that it does not panic the troops or the supporters. Maybe that's the case. Anyway, I just want to say, Deep State UA have a massive responsibility to Ukraine as a country. They are not simple open source intelligence like DPA. Like, no, we are simple. Like military summary or Whip Union, or we are all small fries. But for Deep State, they are very, very significant. They have national security concerns. So I don't blame them when they actually hold back information because they have no choice. They have to consider the bigger picture, and I'm quite sure that they work closely with the Ukrainian government and or the military to decide what kind of information can be released. If not, it might compromise the PR or the PR efforts or the negotiation efforts by Zelensky and whatnot. So it's quite significant. So I'm not going to pretend that they don't have limitations. They have to follow. If not, they go to the front line and fight. So anyway, that's it. Thank you for watching. Press the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next update.